loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Natasha Denona 10 Bronze and Glow palettes. You guys can see the glow right here. You guys are going to get to see the whole application and my overall thoughts at the end of the video. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. Alrighty you guys, so don't mind my hair. I already applied foundation, concealer. If you guys are wondering, I use the BOBBI Brown Skin Foundation in the shade Golden Honey 5.75. For concealer, I use the GIORGIO Armani Power Fabric in the shade 7.75, and I use the Veil Translucent Powder by Hourglass to set the concealer. For primer, I use the MAC Strobe Cream, and I also have a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade number 6 Dark Tan. But that's it, so let's go ahead and play with the palette. So here's the 10 Bronze and Glow palette. I have not played with it, haven't swatched it, none of that. So there's only one cream product here. This is supposed to be to highlight. You have this shade which you can use as a bronzer or as a blush. Then you have the super intense highlighter, and then just like a regular highlighter, or you can use it as a blush topper as well. So I want to go ahead and start off with the cream product just because my skin's still kind of wet. I'm going to go in with the FARSALI Gold Mist real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the cream shade which is called Glow Cream Base. And I'm going to swatch it so you guys can see what it looks like on the back of my hand. So, oh, that's intense. That is gorgeous. It's kind of like, it's not gold, it's not completely like champagne-y pearl. It's almost like this kind of bronzy, kind of like, I don't know, it's a weird shade, but it's pretty. So with my finger, I'm just gonna warm this up real quick like so, and then I'm just gonna apply it on the back of my hand just to kind of like finish warming up the product. And I'm just gonna apply this on the areas where I want to highlight. So the highest points of my cheekbones, that's gorgeous. My temples right here, my chin, a little bit on my nose, on this side. Alright, so let's go ahead and bronze the skin. I'm gonna use this shade right here. I really want to know how pigmented this is because I'm not too sure if this is going to work on like deeper complexions. So I'm going to use my favorite MAC 140S, just 140, sorry, 140 brush from MAC. And I'm just going to go in and see. I'm going to tap some off because I don't know how pigmented this bronzer is. Oh no, it definitely has good color payoff. And it's a nice warm shade, so it's great if you like that bronzy look. I wouldn't necessarily say this is perfect for contouring because it doesn't have a cool undertone. So if you like cool like bronzers, more neutral type of bronzers, you may not necessarily like this, but I love the shade of this. I for sure don't think that this will work as a bronzer on somebody with like an NW50 like type of skin tone. Maybe as a blush, but I don't think as a bronzer it's gonna show up whatsoever. So just keep that in mind if you have a deeper complexion. But you can definitely use this for like an eyeshadow in your crease or something like that, or like all over if you just want like a simple eye look. Now for fair skin tones, I think this will still work. You just have to be very light-handed with it, so that way it doesn't show up like super intense. But I think that if you have very fair skin tone, you can still use this bronzer. You just have to be careful with the amount that you apply. So you guys probably know what's next. I'm gonna use that same bronzer shade in my crease as my transition color. I'm just gonna use a Morphe M510 just to add a little bit of like definition in my crease. So I want to use just this palette. I don't want to use anything else. So I'm going to use that same bronzing shade as a blush. I'm going to use a MAC 187 Dual Fiber. Just on the apples of my cheeks. Oh yeah, it's really pretty as a blush as well. So if you don't like blush, I think you're really gonna like this bronzing shade as a bronzer and as a blush because it's not like pinky or anything like that. All right, so now I want to apply the Super Glow shade, so the top highlighter right here, and I'm gonna use a MAC 137 brush. Just gonna apply this like right on the apples of my cheeks. That's super pretty. It's not chunky at all. I love the formula of that highlighter. Let me swatch it so you guys can see what that looks like. Super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the intense highlighter, but I'm gonna use a MAC 168. Is it 168? I always get this wrong, but it's the angled brush from MAC. But before, I'm gonna spray a little bit of the FARSALI spray. All right, and let me just clean this brush real quick. This is the Glow Impact Powder. So let's see. Oh yes. The formula of this highlighter reminds me a lot of like the what's it called, the Charlotte Tilbury palette I just reviewed not too long ago. It's a very smooth formula. There's no glitter. It's not shimmery or chunky like you know, some highlighters that tend to emphasize like imperfections on the skin. Very nice formula. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that for you guys so you guys can see the shade. So that's the other highlighter. This is the more intense one. I'm gonna finish up the eyes, so I'm gonna grab that cream blush, or not cream blush, cream highlighter I used earlier, and with my finger I'm just gonna apply this all over my lid. So with my finger I'm gonna grab this shade right here, and I'm just gonna pop that right on top of that cream base I applied. And with the Morphe M507, using that same shade down here, I'm going to pop this in the center, in the inner corner of my eye. Alrighty guys, so I applied some lashes, mascara, so let's move on, and I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with MAC Cork. Now I'm gonna use this Bobbi Brown, what's this called? Crushed liquid lip, and then this one's in the shade East Coast Lay. Right on top of that, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Gilded. I'm gonna spray my face one last time. Gonna go fix my hair real quick and I will be right back. Okay guys, so we are done. This is the final look and I am obsessed. This palette is gorgeous. I want to go ahead and just swatch all the shades because I haven't done that. Let me just clean the back of my hand really quick. So let's start off with the cream highlighter. And excuse my swatches, I'm not the best. So that's the cream one. Here's the bronzer shade. Here's the more like natural kind of like highlight, and then the more intense one. So that's the four of them right there. So you guys can see they're all very golden, very bronzy. This palette is gorgeous. Now let's talk about the bronzer. If you have a fair complexion, please keep in mind to not apply too much because it's very pigmented, so you want to apply a little bit at a time. If you have more of a deeper complexion, this might not show up as matte as girl, can I talk? This may not show up as much, so you can use this as a blush or maybe as an eyeshadow. In terms of the cream highlighter, if you have medium to 10 deeper skin tones, it's gonna look gorgeous. However, fair skin tones, to me personally, this looks a little bit too dark. I could be wrong, so just kind of like swatch it and see at the stores before you purchase it, because this might be too dark for somebody with a very fair skin tone. But other than that, it's a beautiful cream highlighter, and both of the powder highlighters are gorgeous. I feel like they're all gonna suit all skin tones. Now if I compare this to the what's this one, Bloom Blush and Glow palette, which is all pretty much very like blush, coral, kind of pinky shades, it's different. It's different. It depends on the vibe that you're going with. If you like more of a neutral, very natural type of, not natural, more like, you don't like blushes pretty much, you don't like color on your face, go with this one. If you're more into color, go with this one. But I feel like both of them are a must. I personally am gonna be carrying this with me if I travel. This is all I'm gonna need. I'm not gonna bring any more powders in terms of blushes, highlighters, eyeshadows. This is all I would need to do like a look, and it's so practical because you know it's not gonna spill, it's not gonna break. I love both of these palettes. Highly recommend both of them. But like I said, it just depends on what you like. If you like color, purchase this one. If you like more of a bronzy type of look, go with this one. But I would say get both because they're both amazing. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Check the description box below for all the product info, and follow me on Instagram as well. I'll leave that in the description box too. And thank you guys for watching. I will catch you all in my next one. Bye guys.